Hello everybody, welcome to Theoria Technical College. We are very happy to have you here today in our classroom. Before we go ahead and get started, we wanted to share a few tidbits of information that are going to help make your virtual learning experience and your on-site experience here at Theoria a very fun, educational, and seamless training. So before we go ahead and get started with our lecture today, I wanted to share with you some information on troubleshooting that you can do to help if you have any technical issues in the classroom. And we also wanted to give you a quick tour of our virtual learning classroom. So the first thing that you want to keep in mind is that this class requires active participation. By active participation, that means that we expect for our students to participate in discussion questions. You can do that using your microphone, or you could chat your answers in the chat pod down in the bottom right-hand portion of your screen. And there are also end of chapter questions that we expect students to respond to. So please make sure that you are actively participating in the class to get full credit for your attendance in this lecture. Our virtual learning classroom is a very stable virtual learning classroom. Usually any technical challenges that we have in this course have to do with Wi-Fi connections in your home. So for all of our online students, you want to make sure that you're in a spot in your home that gets a very good, strong Wi-Fi connection. For our online students, if you do end up having any connection problems with your Wi-Fi, please know that our classroom is mobile. And if you have an iPhone or an Android and you'd like to log into this class from your iPhone or your Android, you can do that as well. When we are working with our computers and laptops, as many benefits as they provide for us, we also have some challenges. And one of the things is that on breaks and lunches, or let's say you're just actively listening to the lecture, there hasn't been any discussion or any end of chapter questions, laptops and computers will fall asleep. And when you try to wake them up to participate, you might temporarily lose your hearing or your webcam feed. If that happens, the best thing to do is to go ahead and click the refresh button. Some laptops have a refresh button at the top left-hand portion of their screen. And if you don't have the refresh button, you can also log out and log back into the classroom. And if you do log out and log back in, please go ahead and do so. You don't have to let us know that you're logging out and logging back in. If you do end up having to log out and log back in again, you don't have to type that in the chat box. If we notice that for some reason you haven't logged back in, you should expect a call or an email from us just to check and make sure that everything is okay. We want to make sure that we're using the main chat pod. Again, that's at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and it says chat. We want to make sure that we're using that main chat pod for class communication. Please do not use that chat box for typing any kind of technical challenges that you're facing. If you are facing any technical challenge like connection, hearing loss, or webcam, and you can't resolve those solutions on your own, there are other alternatives that we would prefer that you do. You could privately chat us. The way that you privately chat us in this classroom is you would hover over the name Theoria Technical. You can also click on Theoria Technical 1 or Theoria Technical 2. And when you do that, you will click on it and you will see a pop-up that says Start Private Chat. That Start Private Chat button will open up a tab at the bottom of your chat pod, and it'll allow you to communicate with us directly without interfering with the main chat room that everyone else is communicating in. If that is challenging for you, please feel free to give us a call. Our phone number here is 760-487-8436, and you can also email us at info@theoriatechnical.com. Occasionally, when people are logging back out and back in again, they will have a dual classroom open. And the way that you can tell if you have more than one classroom open is at the bottom of your screen, you will notice a green box with a green looking flower in it. That is your virtual learning classroom. If that box is there, most likely you are in a classroom. If it's tiled, which means another box tiled underneath it, you're logged in twice. It's possible at times, if you're logged in twice, that you might be watching the wrong classroom that has no audio feed, that has no webcam. So what we might have to do is kick you out and force you to log back in. But we can assist you with that. Again, if you're having any technical challenges, please just communicate with us. We are definitely here to make this learning experience as easy as possible. And again, all of these challenges I'm sharing with you today are not typical challenges that we face. However, they do occur every now and then. With that said, we're going to move on to the tour part of the classroom. So at the very top, at the main screen here, is our share pod. This is where you're going to watch the majority of your videos, your PowerPoint presentation. In the top left-hand corner is our webcam. This is where the stream for your instructor, where you can see your instructor, is here. You have the attendee pod here where you're going to find Theoria Technical and any technical tech reps that are available online. And then you have the chat pod here. And so I'd like everyone to take a moment and let's just practice using our chat pod and say hi or welcome. And I'm going to do it with you. Great. So if everybody else can take some time to go ahead and say hi and welcome, so I know you guys are all here and still hanging in with us with this quick tour, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so moving on to the top of our virtual learning classroom, we have our speaker icon. This automatically starts for you. So when you enter the classroom, your speakers are automatically on. You should be able to hear the classroom or the teacher if they're talking. If for some reason you feel like the teacher is talking too low or you don't hear very well, you can click this down arrow next to the speaker icon and you can adjust your speaker volume. If it's too high, go ahead and move it to a little bit lower and click OK. So if everybody wants to take a minute to go ahead and adjust their speaker volume, this would be a great time. I'll give you about 10 seconds. Okay, next we're going to move on to the microphone icon. This is a tool we really do encourage our students to utilize. It makes the classroom go a lot faster if you do use your microphone icon. Most likely your microphone is white. If you click your microphone, it will turn green. And when it turns green, it means that your microphone is on. So I'm going to take you guys through a quick tour to show you how the microphone works. There you go. Your microphone is green. And as you can see, there are sound waves that come out of the microphone. This lets you know that your voice is being projected in the virtual learning classroom and that everyone can hear you. If someone is mentioning in the chat that they can't hear you very well, you can adjust your microphone volume as well. Perfect. If we can take a moment to do a really quick mic check, that would be great. Wonderful. And when you're finished with your mic check, please go ahead and mute your mic. This is a really important step as we want to make sure that we hear the main presentation by our professor today. So if you have any background noise, please keep your microphones muted unless you're talking. Thank you. The next feature I want to share with you guys is your webcam. You have a webcam icon here. We encourage students to show their faces. We really like that, to be able to put a face to the name. However, you do not have to. But if you decide that you do want to turn on your webcam, then please go ahead and click the webcam and it'll turn on, and you can also turn your webcam off. The final feature of the virtual learning classroom is our status icon. I highly encourage students to utilize the status icon. It's very helpful to do some nonverbal communication. If you raise your hand, it lets the teacher know that you'd like to speak, and then you can go ahead and turn on your microphone. If you click it again, the hand goes down. Next to the status icon, if you click the down arrow, you can agree, disagree. Step away is very useful. If you're stepping away for whatever reason, this lets us know that you have stepped away and we don't have the teacher calling for, Rebecca, are you available? Can you answer the question? Again, this requires active participation, so we don't want anyone stepping away for too long. You can also click speak louder, softer, speed up, slow down, laugh, and applause. And feel free to use applause. That's a great feature. All right, so that's a tour of our virtual learning classroom. I hope that you guys will utilize some of the features at the top, especially the microphone and the status icon, to communicate with us. A few last things before we go ahead and I turn this over to your professor for the day. For our on-site students, we want to just inform you that the snacks are available to students from Theoria. We also have freshly brewed coffee in the kitchen cafeteria area, and today lunch will be provided for our on-site students. You do have access to our Theoria gym and our game room. If you need access to that, just ask the student rep service in the back of the classroom who can assist you with the entrance into that. That's it for now. Again, we want to thank you guys for being part of Theoria Technical. We're very happy to have you here, and I'm going to turn it over to your professor who's going to take it from here. Thank you.